All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. I think more people will join as the webinar goes along. Um, we have uh, two people from Portugal, the founder of IFT, Francisco Matos, who's there on your screen, is in the chat, for those of you who can see the screen. And we also have Coach Adriano, if I'm right. I'm saying the name right, Adriano. Who'll be joining us in India from January. So he'll be coming in January. So we thought we'll introduce them to you and also introduce IFT. There are a few people who have already attended these webinars before, and many of you are new to this webinar about IFT. So what we're going to do today is quickly take you through about IFT and OneVOne in India, how the collaboration is and what we're trying to do. And for those who have already been around, to let you know what we are trying to do starting next year. We're trying to enhance the experience of IFT, enhance the platform, both in terms of the technicality and also accessibility to it, both in terms of the outcome and also in terms of the commercial aspect of it, so that we get more people to join. So we are working in many ways, to get this accessible to as many people in India. With the note, I will start by saying that our main motto is to change the way India plays football. So I'll start with that presentation. So when we started or collaborated with IFT in 2024, our initial thought process was to change. We saw that a lot of gaps in Indian football. Many of us know, those who have been involved in Indian football, been watching Indian football, have been playing football in India, knows there are a lot of gaps in Indian football which there are no answers to. Of course, from the organization side, there is a different ball game altogether. From the federation side, there's a different ball game. But what we can do is change the way we play football, change the technique, the way we play football, upgrade our technique and play better football. So there is some change in terms of in terms of our football culture in India. It's been a very the culture has been there for quite some time, but somewhere we lost it, and I think we need to pick it up again from the best of the best. That's the guys from Portugal. So when we started this, we started with the motto of changing the way India plays football, in collaboration with IFT, the finest of the European football, bringing the finest of the Indian football expertise to India. While personally my association with football has been for the last 4 to 5 years, with a footballer in the family, we have chased a lot of places, we have researched a lot of things to access good football training, and we have always been pointed towards the West, that is towards the Europe, which is the mecca of football. So every time when we did research on it, when we looked up to how do we create a good platform and send our kids to a good platform for training, we had to look at Europe. When we looked at that, the major issue was the cost itself, which predominantly, even if the training cost is affordable or accessible, the major cost, the logistic cost, which was a big hindrance to us, with low, plus we have very low accessibility because of that, and it's with Indian players getting limited access to European level of training. And even if we go there, what's the pathway? There was a big question on the pathway, which had to be answered. How do we step up the game, and how do we, build a pathway for the people who train there even after spending so much money? That is when the whole idea or the concept came of bringing IFT to India, and bringing this particular specialized training program built over 12 years by Francisco in Portugal and has been very successful, not only working with grassroots or young players, but also the elites and professional players who train with them on a regular basis. Um, yeah, so we set up this platform for India, and where we have direct access to their coaches and their training methodology, like I said, which has been mastered over the last 12 years. And and it's a IP that they have created for developing great football techniques, right? So by bringing this to India, we have actually brought down the cost almost by one fourth, and also accessible throughout the year is what we're going to do. So that's the change that we're going to bring into 2026. We're going to have IFT available throughout the year. In 2025, we had it every quarter. In 2026, with the support of IFT and Francisco, we are stepping up the game and bringing IFT coaches to be available throughout the year for 10 months. When I say throughout the year, it'll be for a 10-month program with 2 months of break. So there'll be a 10-month availability of the coaches doing various sessions across India based out of Bangalore. And that's what we are, trying to build. So the whole concept of individual training, I think I'll let Francisco handle that towards the end of the presentation. I'll let him talk about what IFT is. It's better he speaks, and what the methodology, what the approach is, especially to the people who have come new today. Uh, so what we have understood, and basis what we have built this whole platform, is to build the foundational ball mastery or technique. I think while Indian players, majority of them are tactically sound, physically somewhat there and growing. Technically, we are still struggling with the ball. I mean, keeping the ball in 1v1 situations, or in the tight spots, we still have issues. And we saw technical issue has been a very big gap. Being owner of a club also, I have engaged with players. I've watched many games and understood that this is where we are missing, and that is where IFT comes in a very strong way. And building the core technique, core skill sets of a footballer, how to work under pressure, how to pass under pressure, how to play under pressure, how to play under tight spot. Hence, building their confidence over a period of time, and changing the game and making them present, make their presence felt on the pitch, not just for the team, but even for the coaches and everybody. Um, so this is what we have thought about. There are a few questions coming. Guys, I will start taking the questions. Once the presentation is over, I'll open the platform for Q&A. Thanks. Yeah, so that basically IFT again is about building the technical confidence and technical mastery of the ball on the pitch, being present on the pitch and being confident on the pitch, and hence building your tactical skills and application under pressure. How do we work under pressure is what IFT trains you on, and that's what we work with them on. They are led by Francisco, as I told you, and they are a huge bunch of about 65 coaches. Francisco, 60 coaches. You're on mute, I think.
Sorry. Now you can hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
No, we have a big staff. All the coaches, they go through our how do you say, educational process. But we have a good number, but in very, very high quality coaches.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, they not only train the young upcoming aspiring players, but also they work with recognized and top level elite players from English Premier League, League One, and all the European leagues, La Liga. So they work with many players, even at the elite and professional level. Again, I leave that to Kiko to address that. So what we are planning to do in India itself is in 3 formats. One will be the one-on-one sessions, which will be individual session with the coaches, which will be a high intensity, predominantly targeted at youth elite, which is over 17 and elite. Then we will have elite group sessions, which will be of 3 players between 17 to 20, depending on their strength and depending on the level that they play in. That is the group sessions that we'll do. That also will be, we call it IFT group sessions with up to 3 players in a session. Each session will be of 1 hour. The age group session, again, are divided into under 10, under 14, and under 17. Those are 3 other sessions that we will do, where the under 10 will have about 8 players, under 14 will have about 6 players, and under 17 will have 4 players. We are also working out programs to work with academies and professional clubs or semi-professional clubs in the country, so that we can partner with them and go provide them training, either a pre-season training or a in-season, a post-season training, or a scouting program. Also, we are trying to type with schools also in developing their team quality. So we'll have discussions with academies and clubs to partner, where we will come and do a package program with the club, the team, or individuals, depending on what they ask for. These are the programs that we are bringing about next year. So, like I said, Bangalore is going to be the hub, while IFT itself is present across the world, with headquartered in Portugal, they're in Spain, Canada, Japan, Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore. I think I got all the countries right, Kiko. If there are any more you added recently, please do mention that later. Yeah, but for India, Bangalore is going to be the hub, and we will be traveling across India to partner with certain academies and clubs and conducting programs, sessions in each of these prime football cities also. So it's going to be a continuous development model. We're going to have the coaches through the year, and we will be having sessions 6 days a week. And the sessions will be, post the registration, the sessions will be scheduled or booked through a booking platform, where they will be able to select the convenient time that they can work with the coaches. However, the age-wise, or the slots will be blocked. The time schedule will be based on the age and the schedule. There'll be a proper schedule for that, which they can select on which day they want to work with the coach. So it'll be an online platform which they will be scheduling the training programs. And also we will have an online review platform, depending on the sessions they sign up. We'll have online review in terms of scoring, in terms of video reviews. We'll also have discussions with the coaches as we go along. So there'll be a proper analytical platform which will give to show the progress and the performance of the player from where they started and how they have progressed in a due course of the year. So we are putting that platform together also, and when we launch in January, we should have that platform ready for people to engage with. Right. So from the potential to performance is what we believe. In India, we call it individual football technical training. That's why it's IFTT. So we want to emphasize on the technical aspect of it. The reason being, there are a lot of great coaches, and we want to complement the coaches by bringing the technicality. There are great tactical minds in our country, so we want to work with them in building good technical players, right? And that's what we bring to the table. So what does IFTT do, right? Catch the scouts and the coach's eye, right? That's the most important thing for many players who I have worked with also in the women's football, and also I have seen it's a very high pressure situation, especially in India with so many players around. How do we get the eyes of a scout or a coach to get the starting 11 or be in a squad? That's what IFT will transform you into, by building your technique and hence building your confidence. No more bench times. You become a player, and you become a key player in the team. That's what you strive to become, and that's the platform we will give you. Confidence on the pitch is what will make your position and the presence felt for the team. We will have position-specific training on the exact skill sets for a defender, for a forward, for a goalkeeper, for a midfielder, for a winger. There'll be position-specific training, spatial awareness training given by the coaches. We will also have opportunities for international immersions, which we are going to work seriously with IFT on building pathways to the European side. I know there are humpty number of channels which are open currently for setting this up, but we really want to build the talent in India, groom the talent in India, build the technicality and the mentality in India, and send them to a global platform where they really can showcase their skill set, and they don't have to start from zero, so that at least they can start from 5 or 6. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to target. I know there are many programs which they say you come there, train there, immerse yourself, and then we will see if you can get a chance. But we are going to build the foundation here, and then create immersion opportunities with the help of IFT in Portugal and parts of Europe. That's going to be a very, very key game changer here. So, yeah, like I said, there are going to be 4 categories. One will be under 10, under 14, under 17, and the group elite, maximum 3 players, and elite one-on-one sessions also. You can visit our website, onevonefootball.com, or you can scan this. The spots are going to be limited. Let me say that to all, because it's going to be about X number of hours the coach will be available for training. So the spots will be limited, and the number of students will be limited. It's not open for all of them. So the spots are going to be very limited. So jump in and book your slots so that you get your turns regularly to train with the coaches, right? A few frequently asked questions. Maybe I'll take this later as we go forward. I'll go through this one. So you can visit our website for more. Now I'm going to hand over the mic to Francisco to explain what IFT is for all those who are new here, and how they train a player, and on what basis they have built this whole platform, and how they envision the evolution of a player, right?
First of all, thank you very much again for the invitation, Ramji. For us, for me and Adriano, is a big pleasure to have an opportunity again to bring what for us is a huge passion, that is working with young players, developing young players, and as well to have an opportunity to show and to share our methodology. The methodology that is unique. Why? Because it was created by us. As you all know, here in Portugal, we are a very small country, 10 million people. I think that is almost the size of India. The numbers are almost the same, but here we are football. The passion is very big. Football here is the most important thing in the country. So in every corner you have a stadium. Every kid plays football. So it's like a religion for us. And we started EFT. We started after an experience in Spain. We felt that we had an opportunity. I had the opportunity to work in Spain as a coach, and then also to present a little bit myself. I'm the owner of EFT, and I'm as well a professional coach in First League in Portugal. But regarding EFT, we had the opportunity to have the experience to learn from in a similar academy in Spain in 2006. And in 2013, we decided to bring what we felt that were the best ideas from Spain, to combine with some international methodology that we already knew, and with the Portuguese methodology, and we created our own identity. Since then, we've been working with youth players, and since 5 years old until professional players, all the levels, and players like Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot, Florentino, and many other players in the highest levels. And we all the time we say this: if a player like Dalot, after playing 2 matches in the national team, stays in Portugal for 4 days to train with us, it means something. Means that these small details for him, a professional player like him, makes the difference. If it's important to a pro player, for the youth players are even more important. These small details. Why these small details are so important? Because is the way that, and I tell this all the time. All of us in our profession, if we are comfortable and confident in the actions that our roles have, that we need to do, our dynamic is completely different. So it's exactly what we intend to provide and to boost on the players is confidence, so they have they don't need to think on the movement, they only need to think on the game. Sometimes we say, okay, when we go to write to write, we just pick up the pen and we don't think on the movement, we just write, and we are thinking what the message that we want to say. Or if we want to ride a bicycle, we don't think on the movement, we only think where we want to go. And in what we want to generate exactly that is to give the players tools in order, when they see the problems that the game provides them, they naturally they pick up, they understand which tool they need to use to solve the problem. So we've created our methodology in order we have the technical details until the player he executes the technical details with a progression to the game situation, in order he understands when, where, and how he needs to use it in the game situation. Luckily, we've been growing. We are based we are in Singapore. We travel a lot to India, to Japan, to Estonia, to Canada. So we travel a lot, and again, it's a big pleasure, because most of all, we feel that we are able to create an impact on the players. But it's very important to understand for the clubs, we are not competing with the clubs. We don't compete with the clubs. We are just a complement to the work that they already do. Okay, imagine like our children, they go to school and they have those extra classes, the math extra classes to improve and to work on the small details. We are exactly the same. We are not a club. Okay, we don't compete in a league. We are only a performance training center that works side by side with the clubs. Okay, so Ramji, I think that I made a small presentation. I don't know if Adriano wants to add anything. He started with us. Adriano is funny that Adriano was a coach that was scouted by us. We were seeing a training, and we were seeing his training session. I was on the stands, and after the training, I went to him and I told him, "Look, you will start to work for me." And right now, his wife is upset with me because he's never at home. But Adriano went, just like all the other coaches, went through the educational process, because every coach needs to speak the EFT language. Okay, they need to know our contents, the way that they interact, the way that the training, the energy that we need to provide. So all the coaches, the only difference is that they look different, but the training is exactly the same. Adriano, you can speak a little bit about your experience here with us, just as well to present a little bit yourself.
So a bit about me actually. I don't know if you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So about me, as people told, I am Adriano. I am 27 years old. When I'm in India, actually, I will be 28 in January. So yeah, that's the
So
deal.
you need to have
Um,
a party. Yes, is what you are saying.
Of
so
course, absolutely.
my experience with the IFT has been amazing. Actually, I had the opportunity already to go to a foreign country as well, in Estonia, for a month, and it was really, really good. Actually, um, I consider myself as a charismatic coach. Uh, I I really enjoy teaching kids, training the kids, trying to just like the methodology we have, the making them better, improve by themselves, and help them that way. So yeah, about me, that's the first I think. So I am a coach for 8 years now. I've been with FT almost for a year, but almost. Uh, and I really want to improve more about myself as well as I improve others. So I think that's it. If you have any questions about it?
So Ramji, we pass the ball to you. Okay, so if you want to add anything.
I have a question to Adriano. Sorry, I have a question to Adriano. Who, who, who have you trained? Any famous players have you worked with, trained in Portugal?
Oh, okay.
From
The most famous players I trained, they were not that famous because I'm not so famous in AFT still, but I hope I can reach that. But I already coached foreign players from Singapore, even Portuguese players that went to higher leagues in foreign countries. So
and you
that's
have
good.
one player that was European champion, Diogo Teixeira.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
He has one player that is a high level pro player that was European champion for in the national team for Portugal.
Okay, lovely.
That's amazing.
I think that is a good name.
All right, perfect. Uh,
So, hi, Adrian, I have a question as well. Hi, Richard's here. Hi, how are you? Good to speak to you after a long time. So, I wanted to ask you about the team that you're coaching as well. So, how does that work when you have a team also assigned to you as an IFT coach? The team training happens on the same day as the individual training, or how do you make it work between the club coaches as well as the individual training?
So let me see if I understand because I
Yes,
got
Coach
I got
Fernando.
cut.
Kiko, you can
So
help with the question?
So imagine this is we can do two examples. Okay, so when I was in first league, so the years that I imagine in the clubs that I've been, the individual training was made after the training, okay, but these we were I'm speaking first league, so pro level, okay. The specific players that we had a plan, okay, so imagine this week we are going to work with the strikers, or the wingers they need these kind of things, and after the training we were setting up 30 minutes extra for them with for us. And what here, imagine we've worked, imagine I will give an example. During 4 years we've worked directly with Benfica is the number one club on the youth in the world, and we were going there to do individual development for the players. What we imagine, what was how it was organized. So Benfica, high-level players, kids with a huge quality that it's when you see these kind of kids with 10 years old doing what they do with the ball, you simply think that you just need to keep training. You will have your normal path. But what we were doing with Benfica, so imagine 1 hour with us. So imagine we were on the training center, and there was, imagine, 4 teams or 2 teams. Let's consider 2 teams training. One team was starting in the field with the coach 1 hour with their coach, and after that, and we were starting with the other team 1 hour. Okay. After that, they changed it. So imagine I started with the U10. 1 hour of technical development, and then this team was going to go, this group, to the coach, to their main coach. And we were, after that, we were receiving, and imagine the U11 that before were working with their main coach. This is one thing, one plan, one possibility. What we do here in EFT is that the players, after their trainings, they just come here to us to work according to their schedule, their free schedule. Of course, that sometimes when we have the contact with the coach and the coordinator, when we have the relation, it's much easier to exchange information. I mean, knowing to provide what is our perception on the weaknesses and the strengths of the players, and as well for the coordinators and the coaches to say, okay, this my striker is not using the body, is not using the arms, he's struggling in the mobility inside of the box, or he's struggling in the deep movements, the off-ball movements, or not on the first touch, things like that. Okay, so there is the individual individual development plans can be done and can be organized and structured in several ways. Okay, the most important is that the coach and the players, they need to have passion, and they need to believe that this will be an added value for them. And to be honest, according to our experience, after a while, after they start, there is like an addiction. They cannot stop. Why? Because they are all the time with the ball. They are playing with the ball. They are the intensity. We can reach high levels of intensity with the ball. Okay, and we provide the interaction and the attention that the player wants. I'll give an example. When all of us, we go to a restaurant, the first time in the restaurant, if we are very well treated for everyone, the person that opens the door, the person that serves, that is interacting directly with us, and then of course that if the meal is good, for sure that you will come again and come again. Why? Because the restaurant, they know that the restaurant is an extra service. They need to do well, and exactly for us in individual development work, we need to be the best. We need to create impact. Otherwise, you do one time and you don't come back. That's why we are very rigorous with every detail. The player that comes to us is not to spend his time, is to work. Is mandatory. The player that doesn't want to work, doesn't come to us.
Yeah.
Doesn't come to us. But is that the how to answer your question, to put on the map? If you are inside of the club, is perfect. It's easier. It's very easy.
Yeah.
If you are not inside of the club, it depends on the schedule of the player and the communication with the coordinator. But important, as I said at the beginning, the clubs needs to look at this area as a complement, and as not as a competitor. Okay, we are not competing with anyone. We are just bringing something extra, okay? Here in Portugal, and again, I don't want to seem presumptuous. I don't seem that Portugal, as you know, we are in the top of the world. Imagine the U17 they were world champion.
World champions, yeah.
U17 were European champion, then world champion. U21 will be as well on the Euro. They will for sure. They will go to the finals. U19 as well. Because everyone here, the only thing that in Portugal we know what to do is to play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Thank you, Francisco. I think that also answers my other questions as well, because the other one is basically in India, what players tend to do during their off season is to go for strength and conditioning and all other sort of training without the ball. So your answer also covered that part, that you need to train with the ball to get better. Thank you very much. Yeah.
The strength and conditioning, it was the most important thing. United States will have the best players in the world.
Yeah, true.
True. In terms of athletics, United States, they are the best. But
Yeah.
the football has one ball and one object that you need to control.
Right.
Oh, there is a question from Abhishek. Abhishek, do you want to ask the question? Mic is open.
Sure. Hey, thank you for the call. So I have an 8-year-old. If they would come, they would be in the. I'm sorry, I have my video off because not quite prepared for the camera, so you'll excuse me. So we have an 8-year-old, and he comes in, say, for these sessions, 3 days, and of course it's going to be fantastic. The question for us is, how does he retain this? How does he reinforce this? Right? How does this become part of what he does all the time? So because he gets this for 3 days, what happens later? That's really the question.
The question is with what Ramji was telling at the beginning, is to provide continuity. That's the most important. Of course, that imagine we have many players coming to Portugal for short experiences. In which they come to train with us. We put them to train with the local clubs in order they gain a different perspective on the style, on the intensity, on all different aspects. But the most important is, imagine you are training with us, you are collecting information and knowledge. That the most important is for the person to understand what is the information that is being passed, and it needs to make sense, because otherwise, when information is being given to me and doesn't make sense for me, the second minute I will forget it. So the most important is first to understand and to repeat and to train and to have continuity. Okay, that's what we are trying to create. Ramji,
I'll add to that.
Andrew and in Richards are trying to create so we can so we are able to create even a bigger impact to the Indian players.
So to add to that, Abhishek, I see that's the thing that we are trying to create. That's the environment that we are trying to create here. What we did in Bangalore was a pilot which we did in June in 2024. Now we have managing to bring IFT on a permanent basis in Bangalore. While to maintain continuity, the closest proximity might be Bangalore for some time before we will set up a continuity or a permanent setup in Mumbai also as we go forward. That's on the cards, because this particular program will be available only in key cities where football is appreciated. I mean, it is not a it's not a mass product, right? So it's going to be in places where football is appreciated and people aspire to, pick up football. While, like I said, Bangalore will be the base. We will have a regular coach who you can book and come and train here to continue your sessions on a monthly basis. Or we will also we will explore opportunities for setting up a base in Mumbai also.
Understood. Thank you for the-
Sorry, if I may add here just a little bit. My name's Amit. I'm Ramji's Andrew's colleague, and very very happy to work with the IFT bosses. Yeah, so we started as a pilot project in Bangalore. Okay, so now it's exactly this question that Abhishek asked. Continuity. So that's taken us now to for at least 15 to 20 days, from 3 or 4 days a month in Bangalore, 4 times a year. We've gone on to more or less confirm an yearly activity out of Bangalore, which means while we are in Bangalore as a base, and people are most welcome to come there, we are also going to set up bases possibly in Mumbai, in Goa, in Kerala, right? So there's been a demand. So this continuity is a good question. That's exactly what we're planning to do, Abhishek. Thanks for this. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Any more questions? Any further questions?
I'll just add on something from which was in the chat window. I think people have mentioned that they're not able to reach out to the form. The link is not working. So for any sort of issues regarding the link or the website, I have dropped the WhatsApp number and the email ID as well for you to reach out. You can please feel free to reach out anytime you can. Thanks.
Hi, Tiago. You were asking a question?
Doing good, you, Ramzi.
Hi.
So the question is all about, because when it comes to, I have a query. Like when it comes to individual training, it is about mental thinking, it about the skill, and it's about the endurance. So there is a combo of these three works together to make a player better. Okay, so some player might be very skillful, but they don't know how to think faster. For some player, they might be very good thinker, but even good skill, but they don't have the endurance to play the 90 minutes or for the 45 minutes and then a break. So when we come to individual training, I need to understand what is that we look into. I look into the skill, or I look into the overall thinking of the game, with the ball or without the ball, positioning of myself. Okay, so how does that work actually to improve an individual in overall scenario as a game perspective?
What happens is that we need to consider that the game. I will divide this in 2 parts. Okay, so the game is your ability to solve problems in small spaces. Okay, so the football pitch is very big, but when you are playing, you have a relation with 2-3 teammates. Okay, and 2-3 players, 2-3 opponents. Okay, this is the game. Is the small space that you play. Okay, so what we want to create is this. Going to the second part is that the player in this enters on the progression of the training. The skills, what we intend to our how do you say, meaning of skills and technique is several things. It's all the tools. What we say, all the tools, is the passing quality, scanning, shooting, dribbling, changing of direction, first touch, defensive techniques, aerial game. So these all of these components, we work these components in terms of in an analytic situation in which they don't have a position. So we put the player executing certain actions. So he needs to feel comfortable without opposition. Then we grow for situations with opposition, one or semi opposition, that can be 1v1 or constraints on the time, on the space, and situation of variations on the numerical numbers, on the different numbers that can happen. So imagine one situation that's 1v2, then suddenly changes to 2v1, and then for 2v3. What we intend to do is create decision making on the decision making according to the component that you are working, in order the player needs to be able to understand what's happening. And then we grow as well to certain situations in the big field in which we do individual actions according to your specific position. Ways that we are able to create game awareness, different stimulus, visual stimulus in which those stimulus make you do a certain action. If it's a different stimulus, you will react differently. These stimulus can be visual, auditive, can be space constraints. So several things that we want just to give the players, just like I said at the beginning, tools in which they feel comfortable to use, but to know how to use and when to use. Okay, so this progression on the training session is very important, because you are able to try to give them the possibility to improve their perception and their capacity to search for information and to execute fast. Okay, of course, that if and in my teams, I as a coach, I was doing, Adriano as well. Adriano is the youth coordinator in a good club in Portugal. So for him, as a youth coordinator and coach and individual development coach, he is able to imagine to have one player, and then suddenly when he goes to the game, one way he's attending his teams, he's able to interact according to what the individual plan that you have. Okay. I don't know if I answered your question. My English is not the best, but
No, you answered it, but I'm just putting it in a different way. If the session is like I come for example, the first session. So if it works on only the correction of the skill, then the second session when I come back, then it might be on the. See, I'm just sharing my ideas. So it might be on the. We make a lot of recordings of our practice session or his practice session. So then second stage could be the thinking. Part, how a player has to think, because endurance is not about this too, because endurance is someone which he himself has to build. But other two things, maybe if it is a staged program and we give a clarity to the player first time, if it is skill, okay, then we revisit for the second step of training. So we try to fill the gap of the skills what we have learned the first session, then and add on to it how to think. So this I think I'm just sharing, because there is a gap with Indian players, because there are many skillful players who have skill, but what to do is, that's what you have been saying actually, when to react, when not to react, when all that matters in a large ground.
We have this as well in Portugal. I give this example all the time. There was a player in here in a good level in Portugal, then also went to he signed it to Porto, so he went to the highest level in Portugal. Technically, he was amazing player technically, but when he needed to go to the right side, he went to the left. When he needed to pass, he was dribbling all the time. The wrong decisions. But sometimes you have players that are able to to see exactly where they need to go and to what to do, but they take 2 seconds more to do it. So they are very intelligent, but they don't have the skills to be able to imagine. I am scanning and I know that I need to control the ball to this side, but the ball comes and I need two or three touches to control the ball. Suddenly, the decision is not to go to that side; it's to go to the other side, because the game changes every second. So what we need is to be able to combine, to reach a middle point. Okay, that's why the technical component is crucial for them to understand what they are doing, why and how and where they need to go, to give them stimulus to make them decide, think and decide. Cannot be only, and I see a lot of videos on the on YouTube, trainings, dribbling, etc., exercises. To be honest, for me, that doesn't mean nothing. Okay, why? Because you need to understand what you are doing and where are you going, and why you are going in that direction. Of course, that at the beginning you need to know how to do the movement. You need to feel comfortable. You need to feel confident taking the risks. But that's part of the progression of the training. That's what we've built here in EFT, that methodology.
Thanks,
Thank
Kiko.
you so much. Thanks. That was very insightful for me, actually, the way you conduct. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Yahoo.
We are here to help. Yes, let's share ideas.
So we have Mazhar as well in the call, who is our partner in Mumbai. Mazhar, if you have any questions for Francisco or Adriano, please go ahead.
No, it's all good. I've been listening in. We're very excited to host you in Bombay this time, and hopefully we'll be. I mean, at least my coaches and my program is an under 10, under 14 program, and we have a lot of young players that will be looking to, just get a little bit of a sample into the kind of training that you all do. So, I mean, maybe offline, I'll kind of understand how you'd break down the 3 days and 3 hours per day, and then we'll share that with our parents in advance to kind of see what we're getting in terms of what we're getting into, in terms of what kind of loads the kids will handle and things like that. So, Richard, you can also answer this actually.
That Kamshi can answer that, correct? No, you prefer to.
No, it's similar to what we did in Goa. I think, Richard, you have the.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sorry, Richard. I think you have the program from Goa, right? When you conducted in Goa.
Yeah, I do have. Yeah. Mazhar, can I share that with you, because it's a document? It's the 3-day program is an introduction to what IFT is. And last time when Thiago came to Goa, we did the scanning drill. And the first day was scanning and kind of trapping the ball and moving to the next progression. The second day was shooting, and the third day was that one-on-ones, 1v1 against a player, and then 2v1 and then 3v1, how to dribble past certain inner tight spaces. So that's what Thiago did. It is all documented in the Goa program. Similarly, we will try to document what we are going to do in Mumbai and share it with you, so you can share it to the parents as well.
Yeah.
Because I think that input has to come from Adriana as well on the plans of what they are going to do in Mumbai. So once I get that, I'll put that into the document and share it with you.
So, Mazhar, just to add to that, what happens is once the registrations come through, we share the profile of the kids. I mean, depending on the age group, and basis that they devise a program and come around for the session. That's how it's been happening for all these months. So,
Understood. We're looking forward to that. Thank you.
brilliant. Thanks, Mazhar.
Thank you very much.
Any further questions? Anybody else? Last question. It's been a long one. Any questions? Any doubt? All right.
Just one. I have a point. I saw a question which talks about school timings in Bombay. And at the moment, I think our recommended time slot is from 5 to 8 p.m. But like Ramji said, that once the registrations come in, and if there is feedback to say that this is difficult to meet, uh, we have two options also of venues. So once the registrations come in, we also want to see which area is most convenient. So at the moment, we have blocked Cooperage, which is in South Bombay, but we also have an option in Bandra. So depending on the loads, we probably want to keep that option a little open.
Sure.
So that's just the point I'm trying to make. That of course we will be looking at the school timings. These are weekdays, evening sessions that we've recommended. So we'll hear feedback once we have the registrations in.
All right. All right. Sure. That we will continue to be in touch and work on that. Yeah. Kiko, one last question. There's a question in the chat which says, how will goalkeeper training fit into the group sessions or the sessions that we do, IFT group sessions? How do we work that out?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Here, even in our goalkeeper method, we have a very specific goalkeeper methodology that is very, very technical, very, very detailed. But Adriano is to be honest, is a player's coach. Okay. What they can do is, in the terms of the field work with us, they are able to work their footwork, and very, very often we do that with our goalkeepers. I think that one thing that we can think for the future, Ramji, is to send as well a goalkeeper coach. Sure. In order we can bring this specificity, because the details are the goalkeeper details are different, okay, are very technical. But Adriano, and we need to be I need to be honest, Adriano is a
the question here is if they have to sign up for IFT. Okay, so suppose we bring the goalkeeper coach at later point of time. Can they join IFT before to improve any other skill sets, or will Adriano or Tiago be able to work on their skill sets?
Yes, they can. Normally, when this happens, the players are with us working their skills. That is, at these ages, early stages, we believe that the players, they need to work all the set of the skills. Okay. And then Adriano has strategies on this training to combine as well to goalkeeper situations. Okay, so this is one solution, and in my opinion, I think that having the opportunity to have this experience, I would go for it. Okay, because it is an opportunity to have a opportunity to feel and to experience something different.
Right. And it's been a long ask, because we will have to, maybe next year for January in 2026, we'll have to have a goalkeeper session, because there are many goalkeepers in queue asking for training. So we might have to do it the first quarter itself. So we'll plan that also. All right. Okay, I hope that answers the goalkeeper question. Any further questions, guys? All right. Okay, so I saw someone lifting the hand, but I presume. Okay, great. It's been a long conversation. Thank you so much, Francisco and Adriano, for joining. It's been brilliant as always. Francisco, you've been very passionate in explaining football. Every time I speak with you about football, I get encouraged more. I maybe one day when I see you in person, I'll learn a lot more. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
As long as you don't start playing yourself, Ramji, you're okay there.
I cannot. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much. I think Adriano is there. I think Adriano has dropped off. So we will share the this link to all of you, and we'll share the presentation also along with the link to the registered email IDs. You can all register. The registrations are open for both Bangalore and Bombay. Please feel free to register. There is a deadline to it before we finalize on the final dates, because we need to have many logistics affairs like visas and stuff like that, which we need to work on, which we're working on currently. So we'd appreciate if you guys can go ahead and register at the earliest. Yeah, looking forward to having you in the session, guys. Any other thoughts, Andrew, Amit?
No, this has been, I think it's very enlightening today's meeting. And Mazhar, thanks very much to your endeavor in Mumbai. We're looking forward to visiting you. Be fantastic. We've done quite a bit of work in Bangalore, and we've entered Goa also. So we are looking at now Mumbai. It'll be a pleasure to join you all there. Thanks so much for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope to see you all in India.
Andrew?
Thanks.